Today's video is an arena hire, which this young man has been amazing for. So it's 7:30 in the morning, and would you believe I'm already behind schedule? I've been up since 6:30, and in an attempt to let my husband sleep a little bit longer, I tried to get myself ready and get the baby to keep quiet so that he could sleep and sort of get him ready-ish so that my husband had less to do. So now I'm behind schedule by quite a bit. So just about to hitch the trailer up. You might be able to see it behind. That's my saddle in the back on a saddle mate. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, how much prep it takes to get ready for an arena hire. First things first, I cannot be carrying precious cargo without checking that these tyres are filled up with the correct air, including the spare tyre. 52 psi for anyone with a i4505, and checking that my car is filled up properly too, including the diesel. So full tank ready and off we go. Here you're watching Cash decide to be a pain in the bum. Check out him even looking at the camera. He knows what he's doing. I wish it was that quick, but sadly no. I'm travelling Cash in boots here. I normally wouldn't, but we've got two new horses together, so just in case. Took 10 minutes, but you're on. With little feed, keep you occupied. And here they are on the way to the arena hire. This is Cash and the lovely Oscar. Oscar has been dying to see Cash. He looks at him in the field so much. Here's the boys. All ready? Cash, you look utterly enthused. Hello, Oscar. Sleepy. And here we are using the mounting block that is just outside the arena. It's next to the warm-up arena. And away we go. Cash not fazed by anything at all. As you can see, we've put all of the jumps down. This is a 10 jump course, but we just wanted to hire the arena. We have kept the poles to use. We found we use the poles in different ways. I use it to rev Cash up, and Paige uses them to chill Oscar out. After a lengthy walk warm up, we got going. I've tried to leave some long pieces of riding here so that you can see the reality of what I'm dealing with. So Cash is still learning contact properly. It's hard for him because I'm not the best at keeping my hands still. After our lovely warm-up, we had a trot and into canter, which we are getting right rein, the correct lead canter lately. Obviously it takes a little while for him to start to settle himself, but he eventually does. This is just our first go at canter in this arena today. As you can see, the wind is blowing a gale. It's knocking the camera about everywhere. So I was super proud with what he came up with today, because he's really been listening with such a big space, all these jumps around and the wind everywhere, but he's been working really well. Something I've been noticing is if I sit further back in the saddle, it is easier for me to keep my hands still. And then you'll see in a second when my hands get still, so does Cash. He starts to take the bridle down. There he is. And he starts to use his back better. So most of this is about me. And it's been a lot easier to do that in this dressage saddle, which I have removed all of the blocks from. And eventually we get something that looks a little bit nicer than this. He does start to soften a little bit, stops messing with his mouth as much. There's our left canter, which is the easier one for us, which you'll see here. He starts to stretch down. Yeah, but the further back I sit, it seems like I can detach my body from my hands, and then eventually my hands stay a little bit stiller. I do notice that the more tired I get, the harder that this is for me. So as the video goes on, you might see that some bits of this get worse, but the fact that I've got a straight line from his mouth to my elbow for once is monumental for me, because I started everything off by not daring to touch his mouth at all, because I was worried about how much of a beginner I was, and essentially rode round without any contact for 2 years. So this is a big step forward for us. Every time you see me riding around on the right like this and Cash's head comes up, it's because I'm trying to push him off of his right shoulder, especially if I'm leading up to a canter, because he has a tendency to weight it, and he's often trying to be on a left bend even though we are going right. So often that's what you'll see. I forgot my schooling whip today, because normally I would just tap him on the shoulder, but I'm having to use other methods of getting him off the shoulder today. You should see my reins get longer and longer here as I ask Cash to stretch down and out. Forward, down and out is something that is prevalent in kissing spine research and making them go forward. So obviously I don't want him behind the vertical. I want him to push his nose out. That's what I'm asking for. I'm not quite getting yet. I also took the opportunity to go and have a ride in the warm-up arena. You can't see this from where the Pivo was filming, so we've just got my GoPro for this. I was practicing being in a smaller arena, because we're hopefully going to go and do stressless dressage at the end of the month, and practicing some centre lines, practicing doing an actual 20-metre circle, because the arena that I'm practicing in at the moment is much bigger. So just having a little play. It's nice not to have a fence as well. It's really eye-opening actually to not have a fence. It really makes you work hard. Now there's lots of this that looks lovely, and there's lots that needs to be worked on. So not that I want to highlight the bad to you, but you can see here I'm starting to get tired and how much my hands are starting to move. And obviously that's having an impact on the way Cash is carrying himself. So this is a real big focus for me, to make sure that those hands stay still. If I'm going to be able to have contact with him, it needs to be comfortable for him. So obviously they move around a fair bit here, and I'm asking you to be kind when watching this, because I'm aware that this needs to get better, and it is a focus for me. Good boy. Good job. And a whoa. Good boy. Then. Good boy. Forward. We've had a lovely time. Where are you going? You leave it to Cash, and who knows where we end up. Say hi, Paige. ROR's on tour. As you can see, Cash is very unsure about being in a new place. We've just finished. You're tired, aren't you? Oh dear. The things that I make you do. Oh dear. Oh dear. So sleepy. You just had the haze good enough after all. Oh, you've been on an outing like a proper pleasure pony. I'm just here doing the poop walk before we leave. Do you know what? I can't fault that horse. There's dogs barking behind him and all sorts. And he's been stood there like a good boy while I've been doing stuff in here. Look at those big booties. Not you, Paige. Well, that's the key then, isn't it?
On Swiss smack on the arse. Oh, bum bum.
Poor Oscar, bless him. He didn't have a choice about sharing his hay net on the way home. Little superstar. Happy to be home. If you've watched this far, thank you so much, and if you enjoyed the video, please remember to subscribe. Have a lovely weekend from me and Cashy.